Welcome back this morning. We're continuing our conversation with Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann as we are approaching the legislative session coming up at the first of the year. We talked about education a lot in our first segment. Let's get into the state retirement. That has been an issue that has been talked about a lot. That is something that has to be reformed. I think you would agree with that. But the bottom line is people who are in the retirement system, they want to continue to get paid.
Yeah, the Senate took a very strong, and I did too, strong position that everybody that was here up to March the 1st gets their same benefit, period. And they get their COLA, their 3% COLA, they get everything just like it was. So all of us that work for the state prior to March the 1st will get the same benefit. The new benefit is 5% 401k plan and a 4% defined benefit plan plus Social Security. So our new employees will have a very active retirement plan. And we terminated the retirement plan for the legislators.
Okay.
So that used to be called SLRP. I know that was a horrible name for a retirement plan. But anyway, the SLRP, I know. Well, so the SLRP's gone.
Okay. Citizens could get behind
right.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sure. So we not only did we kill the other, we killed everything. So they'll all come into the same plan, and all our new employees will come in. And quite frankly, it'll take us probably 25 or 30 years to work out. We were so far in debt, and Social Security, if you read the Wall Street Journal, will collapse in 2033, 2034, where we'd have been right there. I'm so proud of the legislature, tough vote, Senate and House, to start a new retirement plan with a 401k and these other things versus just hanging there forever. It was no way. We were 47% funded and going down every year. So I'm real proud that we got a new plan. I think that's competitive for new employees, but we finally will let the old plan basically play out over the next 25 or 30 years.
And it's really kind of diversification. You talk about that with a personal 401k. They always talk about diversifying. Yeah. It's kind of the same feeling.
It is, and then when we're in competition for workers, which we are with you and everybody else, everybody has a 401k plan. Now we got one too. So we'll be competitive with just a regular marketplace.
Brings it in line. A priority for you this year, I've heard you talk about, is workforce development. That's always something we can talk about. But I think something you're proposing, or the Senate is going to be proposing, is employment training as part of unemployment benefits. So if you don't have a job, you go get unemployment benefits. That's right. You have the opportunity to get some training.
There are two phases to that. One is if you apply for unemployment, you're also going to apply for jobs, and we have a whole series of things that you just can't get unemployment. You also have to find, we want to know what your skill set is. Look, we can move you over here. So you'll have some job training in order to even get the unemployment compensation part. The other part, there will be new legislation, is called Mississippi Reconnect. And what that is individuals are out working who want to come back and get a skill, another job skill. We want to pay tuition-free community college. You got a great community college down here, and they can train people for a lot of different things. We need more nurses, for example. I mean, pick a topic. So somebody that was out in the workforce that wants to come back, you know, that's maybe 23, 25, 27, wants to get a better economic career, we want to have Mississippi Reconnect, where they get that skill set back at the community college and go back in the workforce.
When you talk about national affecting state and regional, with some of those federal budget cuts and everything going on, in the last year, we've talked about how that's going to finally trickle down to the state. I guess kind of give us an update on where that is as far as where we are as a state. We've done really well. We've had a good rainy day fund. But with those cuts, that's going to be coming to the forefront, I guess, right?
Yeah, our biggest issue in that regard is going to be health care. They have a rural hospital program that they're putting out $50 billion. We'll end up getting $1 billion of it eventually over 5 years, about $200 million a year. So how we spend our health care is the biggest part. And you're right, we have paid off, we'll pay off $2 billion in the state's debt. During my term, we haven't borrowed any money. We have cut income tax, we cut the grocery tax, we fixed the retirement plan. We have $1.5 billion in cash, so there'll hopefully be distributions this year to the coast and other parts of the state. As we go forward, I'd like to see a tax rebate of 10%, pay 10% of the money you paid last year. I'd like to see it, send it back to you in a check. So there are a lot of things like that that we're real positive that other states are not. Like Chicago's $1.6 billion over budget this year.
We've seen a lot of cities like that too.
Right, but we're not, and so we have done a really good job of financial planning and taking care of our money, and I'm real proud of the legislature to do that.
Here on the coast, we're watching the Gulf Coast Restoration Funds.
Right.
Over the last several weeks, the leaders here on the coast have tried to figure out what are the priorities. We talked to Jamie Miller a few weeks ago, and he's trying to get everybody on board to fund just a couple of big projects, and that would be kind of a change in the mindset. All right, so it's been a few years, I think, since these projects, since money's actually been sent in. What would you like to see?
Well, some of that came directly from me. I came down here and met with Jamie, and I said, don't give me 40 projects and then you get, don't get any for some of it, and half of them get half funded. Give us the major projects that will make a difference for the coast. Y'all know that better than we do up there, and I'm gonna support what you bring up there, but we need to have major impact projects. It would be great to have 2 or 3 or 4 projects, not 24 projects. And then we get those 3 or 4 done, and next year we'll do the next 4, and then next year the next 4. So Jamie is really taking that hold, and I'm real proud of him for doing that. And they're going, I think there were 33 the other day, and they're getting down to their top 10, I think. And then we want to really focus on making a difference with those several versus trying to spray money around, and we really don't have anything to show for it when we get through. So I'm proud of the group doing that, and I think their work is meaningful. It is to me, and it's going to be meaningful to the Senate.
You were involved with the lawsuit over there with the Mississippi Sound Coalition, and so far so good. I mean, we've had a drought this year, so there hasn't been too many threats about the Bonnie Carey opening, but that's something you've kept your eyes on. You've been involved with it from the beginning. That's always something kind of, not to use a pun, but floating around out there. Where are we at on that as far as from your position?
Well,
the coalition's been active.
When it got close last year, as y'all know, I threatened to sue them again if they killed all of our oysters and everything. We're just finally getting back on our feet with. I threatened to sue them again, and that letter, that's the first time they really responded to that kind of letter. And I did get a response from them, and they were very concerned, and I pointed out the devastating effect it has on our wildlife. You can talk to Moby Solange about that, on our tourism, on people coming down here, on our own personal health, all those different things, and that they open that up again without opening the Morganza, that we were going to be in the same shape we were the last time. And so thankfully, good Lord kept the water low enough, or maybe they made another decision. So that's not gone away until they are acceptable to open the Morganza and decrease the flow coming to us. We haven't gotten there yet. And whether we get there through legislation, litigation, or whatever, I'm for whatever gets us to that point.
At all levels, people are working towards that. Okay, we touched on a lot of topics here. There is a state election coming up in 2 years from now. A lot of speculation. You want to break some news for us?
I'll break this news. I'm working really hard as a lieutenant governor. No, we're having great years, and I've enjoyed the time that we've worked here. I enjoyed my time as Secretary of State. People keep want me to work for them. I want to keep working for them.
Okay, we'll watch that as that progresses. A full year away, though, of business, though, in the legislature before we get to that state election.
We do. We got a lot.
Lieutenant Governor Delbert Hosemann, thanks for joining us.
Great to see you, Bill, both of y'all, and thank y'all for
Absolutely.
having me. It's Coast is on fire.
Come back anytime. All right.
Thank you.